Hi everyone, it's Lucy. Today we're going to be doing a decluttering video with my makeup. So I've spoken about it briefly before, but one of the things that you guys may not know about me is that I used to work in beauty retail. And as I'm sure many of you guys would assume, when you work in beauty retail, you get gifted a lot of product and you also get a really good discount. As a result of this, as you can imagine, I have a little bit more makeup than the average person. Even though I am a small YouTuber, I do every now and then get a little bit of PR, which is really lovely. Basically, I'm babbling, but what I'm trying to say is we need to declutter. It's coming into the new year. I've been playing with these products and testing things out for a while, and I just thought it would make some very satisfying content for you guys. This video is going to be a lengthy boy, so grab yourself a snack, a cup of tea. I myself have this little My Little Pony mug with cold breakfast tea. I too am a woman of refined taste. Without further ado, let's get right into it because we really have a lot of ground to cover. I don't think this is the craziest, but I would definitely class it as a little concerning. Notably that I have 3 boxes of MAC Fix Plus. I wish I could explain this to you. These two are just the original, and this is the MAC Fix Plus Cherry Blossom edition. So it's just scented, very aesthetic. Did I buy it mainly for taking Instagram pictures? Maybe, but it's hella cute. And then I also have the one that I have on the go at the moment. As you can see, it's half full. I love MAC Fix Plus, and as crazy as it seems, I'm gonna keep all of these as backups. Then I have some backups of the Tartar Silk Canvas. I did not purchase these myself, but I'm very, very happy to have these 2 backups. This is a really incredible primer. I know a lot of people say the e.l.f. Pore Putty is the same, but I really do think the ingredients in this Tatcha primer set it apart. I did finish my last silk canvas and I haven't cracked one of these open yet, but it's really only a matter of time because these are just so good. So I'm going to be putting these aside to keep. I've only tested the Laura Mercier Foundation Primer Radiance, but I really love Strobe Cream by MAC and any kind of glowy illuminating primer, so I really think this is going to be up my alley, and I do eventually want to get around to trying this. This Ren primer is really super interesting. This has probiotics, which is meant to be really healthy for your skin, but it also has an agave extract, which when you sort of rub this into your skin and tap it, it makes your skin a little bit sticky, which helps adhere the foundation to your skin. So it's not like a traditional primer, it's more of like a skin finishing serum, I guess, after you finish doing your skincare routine, with a little bit of tackiness to help your makeup stick. But I'm really excited to get into that because this is really interesting to me. If anyone has ever tried the very classic Clarins Flash Balm, this is a lot what that is like. It is more of that old school formula, so it has a cool effect and I think it's really plumping and it makes your skin feel and look really nice, but it just peels under everything no matter what I do. So I think it's a good product, but for me, that's just too high maintenance. I'm going to give this one away. Then I have the Pixi Makeup Fixing Mist. I do want to give this one a go. I don't really know that much about it. I'd be keen to do a roundup review to let you guys know the hits and misses from Pixi. So for those reasons, I'm gonna keep this. I don't feel like I need to say much about this. This is the Urban Decay All Nighter Setting Spray, a classic that will be staying. It's the original and I do think it is the best. So I will be keeping this. Similar to the Urban Decay, this is the Saturday Skin Daily Dew Hydrating Essence Mist. I wouldn't say this is a hydrating mist because one of the main ingredients is denatured alcohol, so I really don't know how that would be a hydrating mist. Unless, you know, I don't know enough about the formula. I use this as a makeup setting spray and it works very similar to the Urban Decay, so I'm just gonna finish this off. But I wouldn't necessarily recommend you to go out and grab it. This is the MAC Strobe Cream, and this is in the Silver Light, so they had the original pink light and then they kind of brought out some other colors. I love this. I love MAC Strobe Cream. It's just a staple in my collection, so I will definitely be keeping this. Then we have 2 products from Bobbi Brown. This is the Bobbi Brown Extra Pink Glow Illuminating Moisture Balm. It is like a richer, balmier version of... It makes your skin look so supple and glowy and moisturized and healthy. It's truly incredible, like beyond. It's amazing. I am obsessed with it. Then there's the Bobbi Brown Vitamin Enriched Face Base. This one is a classic. I really enjoy this one as well. I feel like we're really sleeping on Bobbi Brown. Like they have some real bops in their collection, so I'm really excited to continue to use these. I just did a video where I did a full face of K-Beauty and I used this. This is the Beauty Filter Cream Glow from Sun & Park. I've actually been using this more since I did this video. It is very similar to Strobe Cream. Again, this is a really good alternative to Strobe Cream and it's really nice. So I'm going to finish using that. Then I have these two Japanese-based products that I bought on a previous trip. This is the Excel Glow Luminizer UV. It's sort of like a glowy primer, but it just feels very thick and cakey on the skin. But I just have a lot of stuff that I really do love, and I feel like someone else could fall in love with this, so I'm going to pass this on. This is the KanMake Tokyo Secret Beauty Base. This is really the only primer I have that is that kind of like smoothing, mattifying primer. I really don't use them very much. In texture, this super duper reminds me of the Hourglass Veil primer, which obviously is a little more on the pricey side. So if you want to try a primer like that, I super recommend the KanMake Secret Beauty Base. It's nice and little and there's not that much in it, so I'm gonna hold on to this just to be my designated like mattifying primer. This is the Too Faced Hangover RX. This is not in a box, but I haven't used this. It's a really great silicone-free hydrating primer, so if silicone is something that doesn't agree with your skin, I would recommend you try this. But I wouldn't say you need to go out and purchase this. I know a lot of people like live and die by this primer. I haven't been actively using this, but I am going to hold on to it just because it is silicone free, and that's really great for pairing with water-based foundations. If I don't reach for it when I do sort of work through my other primers, I probably will declutter this, but for now I'm going to hold on to it. This is the Embryolisse Late Cream Concentrate. I purchased this because I saw Lisa Eldridge talk about it. Apparently it's very popular backstage with makeup artists on models. When I was traveling overseas, I picked this up because it was in a French pharmacy and I was like, oh my god, it's the one. If you're prone to congestion and breaking out in your skin, this could break you out, but it does provide a really lovely finish and base for makeup. This product could really go either way for you. You could love it, you could hate it, but all I know is that this one is expired. So for that reason, I'm going to be getting rid of this. This is the Sleek Bare Kissed Illuminator in Monaco. I think this is very similar to the color of NARS's Copacabana. So if you want to try out like a shimmery illuminator, this is the one. I don't think it's exceptionally pretty, but it's been really good to have on hand, but I just don't need this anymore. So okay, so round one didn't go that well. This is what I'm getting rid of and this is what I'm keeping. I will say that I just have a lot of backups in here, like the Fix Plus and the Touch Silk Canvas, so you know, hopefully I'll be a little bit more brutal with some other categories because this just didn't happen for this one. Okay, so now we're on to one of my favorite categories, which is foundations. The style of makeup that I like is really skin focused. I like my skin to look really healthy and pretty, and there's a variety of different finishes that I like, but these are some of the foundations that I have at the moment. These are two cushion foundations from Korea. This is the Too Cool for School Art Class Studio Detente Glow Cover Cushion. This one actually is empty, so I'm going to get rid of the empty cartridge inside and put in the refill that came with it. Same goes with the Espoir Pro Tailor Cushion. This is a really beautiful cushion foundation. It just has such a beautiful finish. This one is pretty much empty slash dried out, so I will put the refill in, but I will be keeping this. Since we're on the topic of cushion foundations, I have two others. These ones are a little more inexpensive. This is the Misha Original Tension Packed, and this is the Peri Peri Ink Cushion Pink. I don't love this Peri Peri cushion. It's really weird to explain, but I feel like it's a gamble when I use this one. Like, it can either go really well or it can go really bad. Like, I've looked at myself at the end of the day when I've worn this foundation and be like, why did no one tell me that I look insane? But then there have been other times where I feel like it looks good. So I'm actually going to take some cute Instagram pictures of this and I'm going to declutter this. This is the Misha Original Tension Packed. Again, this one is super inexpensive. I used it in my Korean beauty video, so go check that out there. This is the Perfect Cover Tension Packed. This is just fine. I probably wouldn't repurchase it after I finish it, but I will finish up because I am probably about halfway through this cushion, and once it's gone it will be decluttered. So I'm not getting rid of things for the sake of getting rid of things. If things are nearly used up, I'm going to finish using them because I think it's wasteful not to, but yeah, I wouldn't repurchase this. Then we have the Makeup Forever Ultra HD Stick Foundation. It smells really bad, and it has for a while, and I kind of kept it to highlight because on its own this color is a tad light and yellow for me. It just doesn't look quite right. I don't know if I was applying it wrong, but I just really struggled with this, and I think it could be maybe I got a bad batch or something because I know everyone really likes this, but yeah, I'm going to be decluttering this. Then I have these two Japanese foundations. This is from the brand Kate Tokyo. I have the Powderless Liquid for Cover and the Secret Skin Maker Zero. So I believe that the Powderless Liquid for Cover has been reformulated or it's a new version. This is a really great foundation and I really like it to mix with. I got this in the shade that I thought best matched me, but it's just really, really pale. But the next shade down was not going to be pale enough. So it's kind of weird, the shade range from this one. So it kind of depends on the time of year for when I can get away with this, but I do think the formula is really pretty, and I do want to keep playing with this. So I'm going to hold on to it for now. Another foundation that I feel like the shade isn't quite right is this. This is the Personal Tone Cover from Apu. This is a really affordable foundation. I do find this to be a little bit light, and because it is so full coverage, I just have to work quite hard to get this to work for me. And I also think it's just a bit thick and cakey. I think I'm going to declutter this. Once I've worked through some of my foundations, I may consider trying the Personal Tone, the other version, so not the cover version. There's some like other version that's more natural, and I think I would enjoy that more, but this one is just like a bit much for me and my skin. Speaking of full coverage foundation, this is the MAC Studio Fix Fluid. This is definitely a classic. I was lucky enough to be gifted this from the brand, and I've tried it a few times, and I just feel like it just doesn't get along with my skin type. I like it mixed with things like strobe cream. I think that's a really pretty finish, and this color doesn't super work for me. This just isn't my favorite MAC foundation formula, and I don't find myself reaching for this. So for that reason, I'm going to declutter this. Another foundation from MAC. This is the MAC Studio Water Weight. I'm so sad because I've discontinued this formula, and I think it's so amazing. This is the lightest color they did, which is NW13. It was a little bit dark for me, but I would mix it with other foundations to like make it work. And I've actually been mixing it with the Kate foundation. This combination together is like glossy, satin, dewy skin dream. So I really like these together. I'm actually nearly out of this, so I am going to keep it, but it's basically empty, so it's only going to have a couple of uses left before I get rid of it. So this is a really battered up little container. This is the Foundation Elixir in the shade White. This is from Life's Entropy, which was an indie cosmetics brand. This is their foundation mixer. This is well and truly expired, but it served me very well. Great little lightning drops. I don't know if the company's still running, but I thought they were a really, really cool indie brand that has some really cool like loose eyeshadows and stuff like that. So yeah, these are really handy and useful, but I'll probably invest in a new bottle of white pigment or lightning drops. Next up, I have this from Huxley. So this is a Korean brand. This is the Secret of Sahara Tone Up Cream. This is basically like a tinted moisturizer sunscreen kind of deal. I think it's really cute. I don't think the color is like amazing on me, but I like this as a quick base product where I will wear this and I'll buff like a light coverage powder on top of it, so that's why I'm keeping this. It is summer in Australia at the moment, so I think I'll definitely be getting some use out of this, but yeah, also it smells really, really good. I love the smell of Huxley products. So yeah, this is the iconic Lancome foundation Teint Idol Ultra Wear. I'm going to be holding on to this. I think this is a really, really great foundation. It's really perfecting and has a really nice velvety matte finish. There are not many foundations that I enjoy that are a velvet matte, but this one is really lovely. And if I do need a long wear foundation, like if I need something that's going to just stay on, I really enjoyed this. You can't really tell because I shook it up, but I'm about halfway through the bottle, so I'm, yeah, quite enjoying this. Another long wearing foundation that I really love, and I think this is probably one of my favorites. This is in my like top 2 in my collection, as I've left it to last. This is the Bobbi Brown Skin Long Wear Weightless Foundation SPF 15. This is just such a beautiful, beautiful foundation. It's really amazing. It says full cover, but you can get like a lighter application that just looks stunning. And I think that they do a really good job with the colors in making them look natural on the skin. I feel like some foundations, especially for fairer skins, can look really, really warm or very, very yellow or very, very pink or peachy. But this just looks really nice and neutral, which I appreciate. If you haven't tried this foundation, which again, I think we're sleeping on Bobbi Brown, do go in and grab a sample or try it out because I do think it's a really, really gorgeous formula. I would even say that this is sort of like a studio fix, but I just find it a little bit easier to work with and a little bit less intense and spackle-like. It definitely is long wearing and you can build it up to a really full coverage, but it's just a little better. Hourglass is one of my all-time favorite complexion brands. I truly stan. This is the Vanish Seamless Finish Liquid Foundation. I haven't used a bottle of this. I have tested it like a sample pot and I really kind of didn't know how to apply it. Like I struggled and I had different results. I tried it a couple of times and the first 2 times I tried it, I just found it really, really difficult. And the third time with the damp sponge, I thought it looked beautiful and amazing. So I feel like this is going to be a finicky one. I haven't opened this yet, but once I work through some of my foundations, I will crack this bad boy open like a cold beverage and give it a go. So I will update you when that happens, but for now I'm going to hold on to this and give it a go because I really want to give it a shot because I just love Hourglass so much. Because when this does work, like when I've seen this on people and it has worked for them, it looks incredible. So I'm very excited to try this. And then we have my current favorite foundation and a backup of it. I am stocked up on this. This is the Hourglass Vanish Stick in the shade Cream. This is my favorite foundation of all time. It is So beautiful, so long wearing. It looks amazing. I just feel like it looks like skin. The finish is gorgeous. I feel like I've talked about this enough previously, but yeah, this is just like my favorite foundation. So no way am I decluttering this. Okay, I feel like this could have gone a little bit better, but because a lot of these foundations are basically finished, I know that my collection will definitely dwindle once that's happened. So I feel like this isn't horrendous. Considering a couple of these things were backups and refills, I don't think that's that bad at all. And quite a few of these foundations are also almost finished. So I don't feel too guilty. I feel a little bit guilty, but not that guilty. Okay, I'm not going to talk at length about concealers because I really only have 4. At the moment, I have the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. This is an amazing pot concealer. It's so great. This is an amazing multi-purpose concealer. Don't be fooled by the soft matte. It is not necessarily a matte concealer, but it is long wearing. It doesn't move. It's great for covering any blemishes. And even if you lightly pat this over a moisturized under eye, it can look really pretty. So this is just a really great pot concealer. Then we have the same Cover Perfection Tip Concealer. This is an amazing affordable concealer. There's not much to say about it other than it's just a very good affordable concealer, and I would recommend that you check this out for yourself. I'm trying out the Apu Moist Creamy Concealer, which I believe is meant to be a dupe for the NARS, but I don't know if I would say that it is necessarily, but yeah, it's just one I have on the go. And this is the Naked Skin color correcting fluid. I actually am going to pass this on because even though I thought I really enjoyed this peach color for under my eyes, it's too pigmented and too dark for me. So I find that it discolors my under eyes and makes them look like super peachy, even if I just use like the tiniest little bit. And because it's just too tricky to work with, I'm going to be passing this on. So that's it for concealers. It's kind of a category that I seem not to care that much about. Like I just want my concealer to be good. So these are the 3 that I'm using at the moment. Okay, now we have powders. I feel like I, again, don't have that much to talk about with powders, but I'm going to just quickly go over everything. This one is my favorite powder. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Powder in the shade Ethereal Light. These powders are just so beautiful. They make my skin look perfected and they mattify without taking away the inner glow. I don't know how to explain it, but they just make my skin look beautiful. I'm very comfortable using them. This is my favorite powder. I have a backup of this powder, so I'm gonna move these aside. These are beautiful. Mwah. Perfect. This is quite new to me. This is the EG Lips Glow Powder Packed. It has a little plastic cover which stops your powder from just constantly touching the little puff, which I feel like is kind of gross, so I'm really glad that that is like that. So far it's just like kind of a mattifying powder. It's nice and compact, so I like to keep it in my bag. I don't know if I would say it's glowy. I thought this could potentially be a replacement for my Hourglass powder or an alternative. It is not, but it is still very lovely, so I'm going to be holding on to that. This is the Can Make, I'm not sure what it's called, face powder, but it is really great at mattifying and perfecting. As you can see, it's really lovely face powder that is really great for prolonged wear. Like, it really mattifies and really prolongs wear, so I think this is a very nice powder. Then we have the Bare Minerals Bare Pro Powder. If I want to wear a powder with coverage, this is the one that I go for. I don't think it's like amazing. Don't really tend to go for powder foundations, but if I want to add a little bit of extra coverage, this is the one I go for, and the shade is quite nice. But yeah, this is my only like colored powder that I have, so I will be holding on to that. And then I have the Laura Mercier Translucent Setting Powder. Yes, it's the iconic one that everyone talks about. I hate to be this person, but I think it's just fine. I don't think it's like groundbreaking and amazing. I think it's just okay. I do like it, but I'm not really the type to bake or overly mattify, so I will be using the one I have, but I also have a backup, and I just don't feel like I need this. I don't know. Maybe I'll regret decluttering it, but I'm not in love with this so much that I feel like I need to have a backup for it. So I'd rather give it to someone else who would like to try it or who loves the product. So I'll be decluttering the backup. This is really the only thing I'm decluttering. I don't feel like I have too many powders, and I feel like each of them have their own unique role within my collection. So that's that. So now we have come to blush. More recently, I have been very into blush and playing with formulas. It's something that I'm kind of into at the moment, whether it's creams or powders and different finishes. I think it can make a look really cute. So I have a couple of palettes here, which I think we'll start with. Hope you're enjoying this content. This is the Hourglass Ambient Lighting Edit number 4. This is from 2018's holiday collection. I've already spoken about how much I love the Hourglass powders. I think these are amazing. I love this for travel. I use almost all of these shades. This shade is really great as like a contour on me. This is a really beautiful glowy bronzer. It has a really great mirror, as you can see yourself, so it's really great for traveling. Yeah, I love this. Definitely keeping this. Then we have the Zoeva Screen Queen highlighting palette. I was lucky enough to get sent this in PR. I think it's really beautiful, but it's just not something that I personally reach for. This highlighter has a quite goldy yellow reflect, which I just don't think is that flattering on me. This highlighter has like a pinky gold, but when I swatch it, I just feel like it's really subtle. It doesn't have a lot of pigment, doesn't have a lot of light, and this color isn't really usable for me. It's much more of like a bronzy shade, which as you can see on my very pale skin isn't really something that I go for. So I'm gonna pass this on. I haven't used that much, but I think I will be able to find a good home for this. This is the Pixie Glow Cake in the shade Gilded Bear Glow. These are so pretty. It goes from like a highlight to a blush to a bronzy kind of color. I wouldn't say any of it's glittery at all. It's just really glowy. I think this is absolutely beautiful. I really enjoy using this and I should use it more than I do. But that's the kind of thing, and the reason why we declutter is because when you have too much stuff, you tend to not use things that you like. The highlight shade is really pretty, like a vanilla glow. This is a really pretty peachy coral shade, and you can create a really beautiful look because you can mix these together and it just blends really beautifully. Then we have this one has a special place in my heart. This is the NARS Sarah Moon blush palette in Recurring Dare. This is sort of like one of the first like high-end like holiday releases that I purchased. So this has Albatross and Sex Appeal, which are two NARS colors, and I believe these two are Elusive and Make Believe, or the other way around, but I believe those are limited edition, so they're not available for purchase. The NARS blush formula is really beautiful. I really enjoy it, but I sort of don't really reach for this other than for mainly this color and this color. Albatross is such a classic highlight color, but it is very yellow on me, so I don't tend to reach for that. And I really love Sex Appeal as a blush, but I think actually that's been discontinued now as well. I don't know what to do about this. It's blush, so it's not really hitting pan, and also it did come with a lip color which I've decluttered. I just feel like it's a very bulky part of my collection that I don't reach for as much as I would like to. I kind of want to depot one of the colors, but I feel like that would be a waste for the other colors. But either way, it is not going to exist in my collection in this form, so I'm decluttering it. Whether I take out one of the colors or if I just pass the whole thing on. Depending on the formula, unless they're super like creamy and laden with oils and stuff, powder products just aren't the type to. Powder products, because they're dry, tend not to hold as many bacteria as they would, say, a lipstick or a mascara. And when I worked in beauty retail, we would never really be concerned about powder products, but we would always be worried about mascaras and lip glosses and things like that. Oh, it's so sad. And the packaging was really beautiful too. I'm just like holding on to it. It's probably one of the only like makeup items I feel like a little bit sentimental about, so I just need to get rid of it. I feel like we should do creams and then powders. So let's start with some creams. This is the Bobbi Brown Pretty Powerful. So this is their charity. It looks kind of gross. This is a really beautiful like pink color. It's a very neutral pink. I think it would suit a lot of different skin tones. I love the Bobbi Brown Pot Rouge cream formula. I'm not sure if this one in particular is available, as I believe this was limited edition, but I do think they still sell this color, I think. I'll have to double check, but I'm going to hold on to this because I think it's really gorgeous, and I do reach for it quite a bit. So holding on to that. This is a limited edition one. This is the Bobbi Brown Ulla Johnson collab. So they have this really gorgeous cream blush. This is stunning. I wore this a lot, actually. This is absolutely stunning. I feel like cream blushes never look like that great, like they get roughed up so easily, but I absolutely love this, and I like the highlighter too. I wish I had a single of the blush because I feel with the face oil and the highlighter it's all a bit bulky. I do like the highlighter. It's really subtle and really glowy, so it is really pretty, but it's not something that really like shows up on film or camera, but in real life it's really pretty. So if I want to do like a fresh look, this is the kind of thing I go to. But yeah, it's a little bigger than I'd like it to be, but overall it's still quite slim and it definitely could be bulkier. This one is a super old Colourpop one. I think I got this when in my first year of university, so without aging myself, I believe this was in like 2015 or something like that. This is in the shade Between the Sheets, which I believe is a bestseller. I feel like I used enough of it because I've like hit pan on it, but I feel like Colourpop blushes, because of the formula, you can kind of hit pan on them just depending on how you dig into it. I don't really know what to say. I just sort of like never really reached for it. I didn't think the color looked that pretty on my skin tone. That's one thing, as much as I like Colourpop, I find that a lot of their colors they show online swatched in real life on the lips or the cheeks or whatever, I always find the colors are a little bit off. It's a little bit old and it's a cream, so I probably will throw it out. So I'm going to say goodbye to this one. Another cream blush. This is the Apu Juicy Pang blusher. This is in the shade Beige 01. This is a really unique blush for my collection. It's the only like nude brownie tone blush I have, and it's totally gorgeous. I actually am really kind of tempted to pick up some other colors in this formula. If you haven't tried it before, it is so stunning. It creates this like beautiful dewy glossy cheek. I feel like sometimes the cream or liquid blushes, if you have a formula that doesn't agree with your foundation, it can just be so difficult to work with, but these are honestly like so easy to work with. Like, this formula is magical, and it is, I believe, under $10. I'll link this down below because I think it's really amazing. I'll try and make sure I link as much stuff as available down below for you guys to have a look at, but yeah, this is so good. And then I believe the last cream blush I have is this one from Canmake. It's all rubbed off. This one's a bit old, not gonna lie. This is the cheek color in the shade 15, I guess. The Canmake cheek range is great because it's very affordable. There's so many colors. I think it's definitely fun to try out, but I do have other colors like this, and I just don't reach for it as much as I reach for other things. So I will be decluttering this one. This one is not so much of a blush as like a blush topper slash highlight. This is the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Brick in the shade Rose. This is such a like classic makeup product. I feel like we all know the Bobbi Brown Shimmer Bricks. I feel like there was such a craze for them. And you know what? Rightly so. This is absolutely lovely. I love using this. I feel like it gives my cheek the prettiest pink glow. It's so great. I'm definitely hanging on to this. So this blush from Etude House I've had for so long. Like, I feel like I definitely need to get rid of it. This is probably a little bit more sentimental than like a blush that I actually reach for. I don't think I ever reach for it. It's quite chalky and pastel. Like, it just doesn't really show up. It's so cute, but I just don't reach for it. And it's just really old. So I'm just going to KonMari. I'm going to say thank you for your service, little blush soldier, but it's time for you to move on. So decluttering this. This is 3CE face blush in the shade Mono Pink. I love this blush. It's amazing. I use it all the time. It's a really beautiful nude pink muted tone. It just works so well with so many looks. It's amazing. It's great. I'm keeping it. Another blush like that is this one from Hourglass. This is in the shade Mood Exposure. This is the perfect nude blush. It adds like a little bit of color that just looks so natural to my skin tone without being too pinky, too red, too coral. It just adds a flush. The formula is really beautiful and like just softly luminous, like you're glowing from within. I love this blush. This is the Becca Champagne Split. This is a limited edition one from a while back. This is with Flower Child and Champagne Pop. This is when like Jaclyn Hill's Champagne Pop was like very new, very exciting. Someone brought this back from the States for me, which is very lovely of them. Champagne Pop is, unfortunately for all the blinding brilliance of Champagne Pop, it's not really a highlighter on me. Like, as much as I feel like Champagne Pop is pretty, when it's not like reflected, it does look a bit stripy on me. Like, it just has a little bit too much. It's just a little bit too pigmented for my skin tone, so I don't really reach for it. The blush is really pretty, but I don't want to keep this compact for the blush alone, so I'm going to pass this on. Okay, so remaining I have these three blushes. I have this one, which is NARS Deep Throat. I have Bobbi Brown in the shade Pretty Coral, and I have the Clinique Cheek Pop in the shade 01 Ginger Pop. I'm going to be keeping this one. This is a really gorgeous peachy, orangey shade with a really lovely glow. These Clinique Cheek Pop formulas are so pretty. Overall, I think the formula is very nice and they have a really nice variety of shades. So I'm going to be holding on to that. Then we have NARS in the shade Deep Throat. I really love this blush. It's a really beautiful peach with like a little bit of a sheen to it. I'd say it's a more mature toned down version of NARS Orgasm. If you want to try a NARS blush and you're not sure which color, I would really recommend you give Deep Throat a swatch because it's really lovely. So I'm going to hold on to that. This is the Bobbi Brown blush in the shade Pretty Coral. This is one of the first blushes where when I put it on my cheeks, I saw a massive difference in my complexion. I thought it looked so bright and pretty. I've had this for years now and I'm just not reaching for it as much anymore. It's just, I just find that it's a little bit too bright. I did swatch them here. This is the Clinique, this is the NARS, this is the Bobbi Brown, and that's Champagne Pop, which we are not keeping. I feel like it is different than the other two, and the other two kind of look similar, but it's just not the kind of shade that I reach for as much as I used to. So I do love this, but I think I'm going to declutter it because it's not the type of shade that I reach for anymore. And I feel like the finish of it isn't quite as exciting to me as some of the formulas that I've been trying recently. So it's still a really beautiful blush and a lovely color and has a place in my heart, but I'm gonna declutter it for today. I wouldn't go so far as to say it's 50-50 split for my blush declutter, but this is declutter and this is keep. I feel like I've significantly refined my blush collection, which makes me very happy. Obviously it's very, very hard to pan a blush, but still I'm excited to use the ones that I really, really love more and not be distracted by the ones that I still like for the vast majority, but don't reach for as much. Okay, so bronzers and contour products. Again, there's not that many here, really. This is the Marc Jacobs Instamark contouring palette in the shade Dream Filter. I've panned this lighter color here. I think this is meant to be a highlighting powder, but I've just been using it as a face powder. And this here is a really, really lovely contour powder. I've hit pan on this side, and I can see a sizable divot in this side, and it's got a big mirror. So I'm gonna hold on to this. I love using this for traveling because the mirror is so great for it. And hopefully within 2020, I'll be able to pan it because it is just a really nice product. It's at the point where I wouldn't want to give this to anyone, and I like it. I don't love it as much as some of the other products I'm using at the moment, but I like it enough that I kind of want to pan it so I can get rid of it because I don't want to waste the product because it's really lovely. And this packaging, like, I really want to try more from Marc Jacobs. I really enjoy the brand. Okay, so then we have this. This is from the Body Shop. This is the Honey Bronzer in the shade 01. It's broken, so there's that. It just like broke and snapped off. I have considered buying a replacement, but I just like put the top back on. I feel it's kind of wasteful. It's not like it's a big enough mirror that I would like do my full makeup in it anyway. And I don't really take this with me when I travel. So if you are fair skinned, this is an amazing bronzer and I would really recommend you to check this out. It's still perfectly fine. I really like using this. It's a really beautiful, warm, subtle wash of color. It's really beautiful to blend. Love this. So then the other bronzer I have is this. This is the Too Faced Milk Chocolate Soleil. I know so many people love this, but it just isn't really the right tone for me, and I find that it's a little bit too pigmented. I know it's probably a rare complaint, but just I feel like I put this on my cheek and I immediately am like really trying to blend it out. In terms of adding warmth to my face, I prefer the Body Shop bronzer or the one from the Hourglass palette, so I'm gonna get rid of this one. Then I have this one. This is the Too Cool for School Art Class by Rodin shading powder. This is so great. I absolutely love this product. This has been my go-to contour powder. I think the price point is really great. I know it's relatively popular, but I feel like if you struggle with I feel like this is just the perfect balance of shades, and it is one of my favorite contour powders. Yeah, it's just so reliable and I just love it so much. So I'm definitely keeping this. Then we have this little guy. This is the NYX blush in the shade Taupe. I don't even know if they still make this or not, which will kind of influence my decision. If you're on the hunt for a cool toned contour product, this is really great. The only thing is that I sort of don't find myself needing this anymore because I have other products that I think just work a little bit better. This is a really great price point for a contouring powder, but I bought this at a time where there weren't many cool tone contour products available. This is a very grey powder. It looks quite comparable to my other contour colors that I have, and I like using them more than I like using this. So for those reasons, I think I'm just gonna declutter this because I don't find myself reaching for it as much as I used to. I mean, I didn't have that many bronzers or contour products to begin with, but it's almost a 50-50 split. Decluttering 2 out of 5 isn't bad, so I'm really happy that I've halved that pretty much. And now we come to the category that is shining, shimmering, splendid, highlighters. I also don't think that I have that many highlighters for someone who's into makeup. I feel like there are a lot of people who just have like so many highlighters. I know there was that big highlighter craze, but I feel like I wasn't really part of it. So these two I'll talk about first. These are the MAC Mineralized Skin Finishes. This is in the shade Soft and Gentle, which is a classic, and the shade Lightscapade. They're both beautiful, they're both classic, I love the way they look. This one I use more so when I'm doing like a more bronzy look, which isn't often, but it is one of the most beautiful iconic highlighters of all time, so I don't want to get rid of this. And this one I go for more on the daily. It's a really beautiful icy vanilla shade, and they're both really great for like everyday use, so I'm keeping both of these. Then I have this from Mecca Max. This is the only liquid highlighter I have at the moment, shade Opal. This is actually unopened. I was given this as a gift, and as much as I think it is really pretty, I haven't had the urge to open it. I have had this. I think this formula is really nice. I have tried this formula before. It is really beautiful, and Mecca Max is a really great affordable Australian makeup brand. I'm going to pass this one on to someone who would really enjoy it, and it's brand new, so I think it's a good opportunity to do that. Then I have this one from Too Faced. This is the Love Light highlighter in Blinded by the Light. I think this is a very pretty, slightly amped up version of Lightscapade, which I just showed you. Just a very pretty vanilla highlight with a bit of a shine to it. I just think it looks really pretty. I don't think the lasting power of these is so great. Like, I feel like they just disappear off my cheek. It's kind of neutral, and I use it very frequently. So also it's really cute because it's in like a little heart. It gives me Sailor Moon magical girl vibes, so I'm gonna hold on to this. Then for a more interesting highlight, this is the Peri Pera Pure Beam highlight in the shade Bouncy Pink Light. I used this in my most recent video, trying Korean makeup. This is a really, really cool highlighter. The texture's a bit funny. I think it's a little bit dried out. Like, I think it is meant to be more of a cream than what it is. But it has this really cool, like, duochrome glitter in it. It's really, really unique. It's really cool. I've been really enjoying playing with this, so I'm definitely holding on to this. This is the e.l.f. powder in the shade Moonlight Pearl. I know this is a really popular drugstore or affordable highlighter. Mine is just quite dry, and I always have to dig down to get this to work. And I find that I would just rather reach for my MAC or my Too Faced version, which are both in very similar shades. So I am going to declutter this. I think it's a beautiful product. It's a little bit too much work for me when I have other highlighters that work that I like a little bit better. So I'm going to declutter this. So this is the NYX Love You So Mochi palette. I find I just don't reach for this that much just because the formula doesn't apply very well with a brush. It does look much nicer with fingers. It is very unique with the different colors and the duochrome. This is sort of like a minty duochrome, and this is an icy blue, and this one is like a yellow and a peach. But I don't know, there's something about it. It just doesn't do it for me. So I do think I'm going to be decluttering this for that general reason, but also I just purchased this highlighting palette. I have not used it or anything yet, but this is the Lime Crime Angels palette, and it is very similar in terms of the vibe and the types of colors. So I will be decluttering this. Finally, we have this little guy. This is from Model's Own, which is an Australian brand, and it is their Sculpt and Glow highlighter powder in the shade Peach Pearl 02. It's such a really solid little pink highlighter. I don't have another one in my collection that's sort of just like that nice icy pink color, so I'll be keeping this. I am keen to try out some other highlighters. Like, I do want to try out some more interesting formulas and colors, and so I don't know if this would like make the cut in the long run, because I don't think it's particularly special, but it is unique to my collection. That is it for highlighters, and once again I feel like I've done a pretty solid job at clearing out a little bit. Again, I don't have like a massive YouTuber collection, but I'm keeping 5 and decluttering 3, so I think that's pretty solid. Okie dokie, it is the next day. I have my Sailor Moon mug, and we are going to continue on with this great decluttering adventure. So yesterday I did the first drawer, which was all of my base and face products. So now we're moving on to all of the eye and lip products. So here I have some, so let's jump straight into it. Here I have some brow products. I actually don't feel like I really have that many brow products. I feel like it's kind of chill. Spoiler alert, I'm gonna keep all of them. I change my hair color semi-regularly, so I like to have products that work for whatever state my hair color is in. So I have more cool toned ashy products. So I have the Hourglass Arch Brow Pencil, which is amazing, and this, which all the writing has rubbed off of it, but it is a brow product from MAC. One side is a brush tip, which is really, really great for drawing on little hair-like strokes, and the other side is like a powder. I also have been trying the Anastasia Dip Brow, which I really, really like. I know this is famous for the Insta-style brow look, but it actually works really well to draw on individual hair strokes for a more fluffy, natural look. Then I have these two, which I just included in my full face of K-beauty video. I have this brow gel, which is in an auburn color, and this slightly more warm toned brow pencil. These two have been really, really great, and I've been using them while I've had red hair, so I'm definitely keeping them. And then I have this, which is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Clear Brow Gel, which is amazing, so I'm definitely going to be keeping that as well. Anticlimactic, but we're keeping all of this, so I'm going to put this aside and we will move on to the next category. Now we have mascara, which is one of my favorite things. I feel like mascara probably could be my desert island product. This one is a little bit old and I haven't been reaching for it because it's sort of dried out. This is the Deja Vu Lash Knockout. This is a Japanese mascara and it has Minnie Mouse on it, which is just so cute. I love this mascara. This is probably one of my favorite mascaras that I used in 2019, but unfortunately, as mascaras do, it is a little bit expired. So this one is gonna go. Then I have this one. I went on a road trip with my friend and I was doing my makeup in the car and I forgot to bring a mascara. So I went into the nearest pharmacy and grabbed this. This is the Essence Lash Princess mascara. I didn't know this, but there's a cult following for this mascara and I can see why. I think it was only about $7 Australian and it's a really solid mascara. So I've been enjoying using this. It's only about $7 and it's a very solid mascara, so I will continue to use this. I don't think it's like my favorite mascara I've ever tried of all time, but for the price point, it's incredible. Then I have two MAC products. I have the MAC Extended Play Lash and the MAC False Lashes Maximizer. Extended Play Lash, I wouldn't say it's like a super voluminous or lengthening mascara, but it is really great at separating and creating a really fluffy editorial lash. I love using this on my lower lashes. And it's a really great one to use if you're going to put falsies on as well, just to coat your lashes in black without necessarily making them clumpy or anything like that. So this one is really amazing. Then I have the MAC False Lashes Maximizer. This is one of those like lengthening steps that you can pop on between mascara coats. I think this is a good product. It's just not something I reach for. I tend not to do that extra step to make my lashes like super fluffy or anything. So I'm gonna declutter this one. And then this one I haven't even tried. This is the Clinique Lash Power Mascara. I'm going to hold on to this one. I like to just have mascaras on hand because it's the kind of thing that I do go through pretty regularly. And I've actually heard pretty good things about the Clinique mascara. And I've never tried the Clinique mascara and I haven't really heard a lot about it. So I'm kind of interested to see how that goes. So I'm holding on to that. Okie dokie, 2 versus 3 I think is pretty good. Pretty solid clear out. To be honest, it was mainly just things that were a little bit old, and with mascara it's pretty easy to clear out, but still good nonetheless. Okay, eyeliners. As you can see, I have a couple more in this category than I did those last two. I'm going to start off with ones that are unopened. This is the Hourglass Gel Liner in the shade Canyon. It's a really beautiful dark brown. I love brown eyeliners. I purchased this for when my current brown gel liners run out, so I am going to be keeping this for sure. Then I have the Clinique Pretty Easy Liquid Eyelining Pen. I, again, haven't heard much about. I'm actually going to hold on to this, and the reason is because this is a brush type liquid liner, which is my favorite. I'm really not a fan of the felt tip style that I know a lot of people like. Brush tip is really easy for me to use, and I actually have heard very good things. I'm really excited to try this for when my current liquid liners dry up, which I think they may have. We'll talk about that in a sec. Another product that I haven't opened is this. This is the Mecha Max Starlit Glow Pencil. This isn't so much an eyeliner as an all-over product. You can use this in the inner corners, on the high points of the cheeks, stuff like that. It's just like an all-over glow product. I just feel like I don't really need it in my collection at the moment, and because it's unopened, I'm going to pass it on. Then I have 3 brown gel liners. I have the Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen, the Love Liner Pencil, and the 16 Pencil Liner. First of all, I love this Love Liner gel liner. This is a Japanese gel liner. They are really popular for their liquid liners, but this gel liner is absolutely amazing. It's super creamy, really easy to draw on. If you can kind of see, the angle of it is like this elongated oval kind of shape, which makes it really easy to draw. I'm obsessed with this. I wear this almost every day. I'm definitely keeping this. Then I have the Pixie Endless Silky Eye Pen. The formula of these eye pencils is actually so beautiful. If you haven't tried the Pixie eyeliners, they're really great, really affordable, and they have some really beautiful colors. In particular, there's this cobalt blue one, which is incredible. So I will be holding on to it. This one is in like a brown plummy color. It's really flattering to my brown eyes, so I will be holding on to that. This definitely can really add like a different mood to a makeup look, so I'm holding on to that. This one is the 16 Pencil Liner. Now, I really like this brand, but I've just swatched it there. It's a brown that's meant to have like a bit of a shimmer. I thought it might be like the MAC Teddy Eye Kohl, but it's just not the best. It's not like self-sharpening or anything like that, which liners don't need to be, but I feel like it's helpful. It's not a bad formula or anything. I just don't reach for this over the other two, so I'm gonna declutter this. Then we have a white eyeliner. This is the MAC Eye Kohl in Fascinating. I only have one white eyeliner, and it is this. It's really great for making my waterline pop. I'm gonna be holding on to this. Then we have this is the Dolly Wink liquid eyeliner in brown. This is really lovely and I love the Dolly Wink eyeliners, but this one has dried out, so it's well overdue to be decluttered. I need to replace it. And I'm going to be replacing it with this. This is the Love Liner liquid eyeliner and this is in the brown shade. I haven't used this yet, but I will be using it now because that other one is really dry. So then we have some black pencil liners. This one is the Pixie Eye Define Waterline and this one is the NARS Larger Than Life eyeliner. They're both just black eyeliners. This one's really great for the waterline. I haven't tried the NARS one in the waterline. I don't really go for black pencil liners very much. I either use a liquid or a gel or a shadow. So I'm going to be keeping both of these. So I just showed you the brown Love liquid liner. This is the black one. As you can see, it is a little bit roughed up. It's sort of been drying out. I really have to go over my line quite a few times. It's just a bit of an annoying experience. So I'm going to be decluttering this. I did like this liquid liner, but I didn't like it as much as I like the Dolly Wink liquid liner. I've been using this eyeliner for years and honestly it's still like the best liquid liner. It is a brush tip. It goes on so easily. It's very small and precise. You can get that really perfect line. So I'm going to be getting rid of this one. To be honest, my Dolly Wink one is also drying out a little bit. I'm going to be holding on to it until it really sees its last day. So I'm going to be keeping this. And this from Ciate is their Fierce Flicks liner. I actually haven't tried this. This is brand new. I've heard really good things about this, but it is a felt tip liner, which I know that it's not my thing. So I'm going to pass this on. So because I know felt tips are my thing, I'm going to pass this on to someone who will be able to appreciate and enjoy this brand new liquid eyeliner. This is from Bobbi Brown. This is their long wear gel eyeliner, but it's actually in, I believe, a limited edition shade called Forest. I don't know if it's limited edition, but it is this like browny, greeny gold color, but it comes out really subtle and pretty on the eye. I really want to try out some of their other gel liner colors. Like I want to try out their black and maybe a dark brown if they have one. But I always like fill my look when I use this, so I'm going to be holding on to that. Okie dokie, we have the keeps and the declutters. I feel like it's not too bad. I kind of just got rid of, especially considering a couple in each side are brand new. So I've got some backups and I've also got some brand new products which I'm able to give to some family or friends or donate. So that's really great. Okay, so now we've come to what I feel like is a fun category, which is eyeshadow palettes. I'm just going to go randomly, starting with the Too Faced Just Peachy Mattes palette. This is a really, really great staple matte palette to have. I really like the formula of this. I think the Too Faced eyeshadows can be really hit and miss, but this one is really lovely. Especially now that I have like a warmer toned hair color, I feel like these colors suit me really well and are very flattering. So I'm definitely holding on to this bad boy. Another one that I really have been enjoying is this one from Bobbi Brown. This is a limited edition for Christmas 2019. This is the Love in the Afternoon eyeshadow palette. I was lucky enough to be gifted this in PR. It is absolutely gorgeous. Like again, I feel like a lot of us don't go out of our way to try Bobbi Brown, which is sad because I think their formulas generally are really, really beautiful. These matte shades are absolutely stunning. This is a really gorgeous satin creamy pearl shade. It's like amazing. The glitters are really pretty as well. Like I just really like this palette. It's a really beautiful neutral palette. I think it's really easy to use and I've been having a lot of fun with it. It's really, really cute. Not to mention this packaging is like so magical. So I'm going to be holding on to this. I've been really, really enjoying it. Another Bobbi Brown palette. This is a mini palette. This is the Bobbi Brown Ula Johnson collab. So again, this one is limited edition. This palette is like so my vibe. You've got some like really nice neutral tones. This is a truly neutral palette, which I feel like is kind of hard to get. I feel like everything is warm toned at the moment. So it's really, really pretty. All of the shades are super wearable and usable. It's got 3 mattes, which are all incredible. It has a really nice sort of like glittery top coat shade. And then there's just like sort of a champagne metallic. This is a really great palette to go with brighter lip colors and stuff like that because it still creates a really beautiful put together look, but it's nice and subtle and natural, which is kind of my vibe for eye looks. I don't know, I just really like this little guy. It's really cute and the packaging again is really very cute, so I'm going to be holding on to that. The classic, the Anastasia Modern Renaissance. Mine is pretty well loved, but I'm definitely holding on to it. I think this palette is incredible. It's just such an iconic and beautiful palette, so I'm 100% holding on to this. So far, I'm keeping everything, so I'm going to grab something that I don't think I'm going to keep. This is the Urban Decay and Kristen Leanne palette. This is a limited edition. I love the packaging, and I mainly bought this because this white shade here is called Lucy, which is my name. I thought this would be really great for travel. I did take it with me on a trip. It's like a neutral matte palette, but I find that when I'm traveling, I usually want to take a variety of like mattes, shimmers, glitters. Like I like to have fun when I travel, so I didn't feel like this was enough on its own. And then also when I'm at home, I have all of these colors, so it just is a bit redundant for me in my collection, and I just don't reach for it. But it is super cute. Like, the packaging is really adorable and the cake frosting vibe is really, really cute. But yeah, I'm going to be passing this on. Then I have this guy. This is the Urban Decay Naked Heat palette. I actually haven't used this except for like lightly swatching it, but I actually won this in a competition and it's signed by Wendy from Urban Decay, so it's signed by like the founder, which is like so cool. I think I'm gonna pass it on and give it to a family and friend. I think it's really cool that it is signed, but I have some makeup lover friends who I think will really appreciate it. So I'm so grateful to have this, and I feel like it's really a cool collector's piece, but I think makeup should be used and not just sit in a drawer. So I'm gonna let someone else love it and use it. Then we have the Hamish Daylism palette in Rose Memory. I absolutely love this palette. It's incredible. The matte shades are really creamy and pigmented, which I feel like you don't always get with Korean eyeshadows, and these two glitter shades are like iconic. This is a palette which just easily makes really pretty, beautiful eye looks. Definitely a great one for traveling with. The brush is kind of meh, but I feel like that's to be expected. Yeah, I'm definitely using this. And if you'd like to see how I use this palette, I will link that up in the corner. This one here is the Zoeva Screen Queen eyeshadow palette. This is definitely a really pretty eyeshadow palette. As you can see, I've used it a couple of times. These shades are really pretty, and I think it's like a more muted way of doing color, but I find that I don't really reach for it just because apart from this shade, these are all like metallics or shimmers, so it's just kind of a random palette to me. I do think it's a pretty palette, and I think for the right person this would be amazing, but I just don't see myself reaching for it, so I'd rather give it to a friend or someone who would love it. Then we have some little mini boys. This one here is the Mimi Box I'm Eyeshadow palette. This is like the perfect pink eyeshadow quad. Like, does a perfect pink eyeshadow quad exist? Yes, it's here. I genuinely feel like someone went into my brain and invented a pink eyeshadow quad based on my thoughts and dreams. This is beautiful. Whenever I want to do like a monochromatic pink look, this is the first thing that I reach for. So then we have this one, which is the MAC Burgundy x9. This one I got quite a while ago. I remember really wanting it, and I got it as a gift, I believe, and I was really excited about it. I've used this quite a bit actually. I've taken this traveling a lot because it is so small. It's a really great size for traveling, but I feel like the quality of these shadows, maybe it's just because they're in the mini, I don't feel like they're super amazing. A couple of these shades are really gorgeous. Some of them, like this color here, are just like trash. And this one's been kicking around in my collection for a while, and I don't tend to reach for it. So thank you for your service, little MAC x9 palette, but I must bid you goodbye. This is the multi-eye color palette in Overtake. It's really stunning. I'm trying to like show you as best I can the kind of like textures and everything. It's really cool. It's very monochromatic. I feel like I can't make too many different looks with this, but I also feel like I was considering decluttering this, but I really think I'm just going to play around with it a little bit more before I say goodbye. And I really like this formula too. The 3CE eyeshadow formula is great. Then I have this little guy here. This is the limited edition 3CE Maison Kitsune palette. I am not sure on this one, to be completely honest with you. I've just swatched a couple of shadows there, and that was like one swipe and I just popped them on. So the pigmentation of them is actually really gorgeous. I purchased this mainly because I thought it would be good for traveling with, and I just haven't done that much traveling, so hence I probably haven't reached for it. But I'm gonna keep it, and I wanna play with this one too. I'm gonna keep it and play with this one too. It has a really nice variety of shades, so I think it actually would be really great for traveling. So maybe I'll take this with me on an upcoming trip. This is what we're decluttering, and this is what we're keeping. I feel like I've honed down my palette collection a little bit, which opens me up to buying more palettes. No, I'll try and restrict it, but I feel like that's a pretty solid declutter. Okie dokie, now we come to single eyeshadows. I'm actually surprised at how many single eyeshadows I have, but let us sort them out. I have quite a few singles from Bobbi Brown, and the first off is this one. I remember I bought this eyeshadow when I was first getting into like more higher end makeup, and I had read all these like reviews about like different, like the best from Bobbi Brown, and like all these different brands. This is a Shiver Wash eyeshadow in the shade Rose Gold. It's so pretty. It's such a great eyeshadow. Like, you can pop it on the lid, blend it out, and it's a look on its own. But I don't find myself reaching for it, and it's pretty old. So while I have fond memories of this one, I'm going to say goodbye. Another one that I have fond memories of that has been kicking around in my collection for a while is this NYX eyeshadow in the shade Taupe. I decluttered the blush in the shade Taupe as well, but before that I couldn't find the blush anywhere, and I thought that if I bought the eyeshadow I could use it for contouring as well, because it's like basically the same shade. So because now that I have contour powders and like kind of more cool tone shades, I don't really need this anymore, so I'm also going to declutter this one. Then I have this shade shade here. This is the Etude House Cafe Eyes, and this is in a burgundy shade. This is an absolutely gorgeous eyeshadow. I really love it. It's such a unique plummy burgundy color. Like, it comes out really pretty berry on the eye. I feel like the Cafe Eyes from Etude House, that formula is really nice. Like, I think the mattes are actually pretty good. I haven't tried that many of them, but the ones I have tried I've enjoyed. So I'm going to keep this, but I'm just going to consolidate it into a magnetic palette. Then I have a couple of these Bobbi Brown Luxe eyeshadows. This one here is in the shade Incandescent, and this is like so stunning. It's like a glittery multi-chrome. Every time I've worn this, I've gotten compliments. If that's not a sign to keep something, I don't know what is. It's got this beautiful like greeny gold, peachy, red, violet reflect. It's totally stunning. These are amazing. The Luxe eyeshadows from Bobbi Brown are like so gorgeous. And I was lucky enough to be sent 2 more from the brand. They're just incredibly generous and sweet. These are in the shades Citrine and Royal Sapphire from their holiday collection. They're not multi-chromes, but they are really pretty. I wore this one the other night to go see Cats the Musical, which, horrifying. That could be a whole video on its own. I'm still thinking about it. And this one I'm really excited to play with because I don't really wear blues a lot. So they're both really unique in my collection. I don't really have anything like them, so I'm definitely keeping these. Then I have this little guy here. This is from Mermaid Salon. You guys may know Mermaid Salon for their mermaid brushes that went viral a little while back. They're actually a brand here in Brisbane, and the owner of the cosmetics brand also owns the hair salon that I go to. So this is their shadow single in the shade Perona. It's really pretty, but I just don't find myself really reaching for it. It is a really pretty shade, but I just don't find myself reaching for it too much. Just generally, I don't really reach for my singles that much unless they're super unique colors. So as pretty as this is, I'm going to pass this on to someone who is going to use it more than me. Okie dokie, then we have these two. These are the Shine Fix Eyes from Artam. These are basically the same as the Hourglass pigments. These are pretty much the same as the Hourglass Scattered Light shadows, and they are less than $10. So I would run, not walk, to pick up these wherever you can. I have the shade number 2 and number 3. I love both of these. They look so beautiful and pretty and stunning. They're beautiful, they're perfect. They look like Linda Evangelista. They're a model. I'm keeping them. They are so amazing. We have this little guy. This is a Colourpop single shadow in the shade Sequin. I feel like this is the classic Super Shock shadow from Colourpop, but I just like never really reach for it, to be honest. I don't really know what to tell you. It's just not something I really go for, and holding it now, I don't feel like I would be sad if I decluttered it. So that means I'm going to declutter it. And then the last little guy is my baby. This is the Addiction eyeshadow that I bought when I went to Japan. This is in the shade Miss You More 099. This is all over like Japanese fashion magazines and beauty social media. Basically, it's almost this like transparent jelly color, and swatching it doesn't really do it justice. You can kind of see there. It's so beautiful and sparkly, and when you layer it, it just looks really magical. It's truly like the fairy princess eyeshadow of my dreams. This is like a favorite in my collection, so I'm of course gonna hold on to that one. I feel like that's a pretty solid effort. A couple of these are new, so I do want to keep them in my collection, but mainly it's just glitters. If you're sensing a trend, we're about to go into liquid eyeshadows, so just you wait for the glitters there. These are all my cream liquid shadows / glitters. Starting out with eye primers, I'm going to keep this Mecca Max one. This is a really great affordable Australian eyeshadow primer. I've been really enjoying using this, and I actually do see a difference when I use this because I don't always when I use eye primers, so I'm going to definitely keep that. And then this one here is a Too Faced Shadow Insurance sample. It's kind of old and a bit separated, so I'm just going to get rid of that. I have these 2 liquid shadows, which I feel like are kind of similar. This is the Can Make Wink Glow Eyes, and this is the Style Nanda Sparkling Liquid Pigment. I've just swatched them on my hand there. You can see they're kind of similar. This is the Can Make one, this is the Style Nanda one. The Style Nanda one is way more stunning and has almost like a bit of a duochrome going on and a glitter. Can Make one is more of like a liquid shimmer. There's nothing wrong with it, I just don't really reach for it and I don't think it's that interesting, whereas the Style Nanda one is like quite glossy and pretty on the eye. So I'm going to keep the Style Nanda one and declutter this Can Make one. Then we come to just Glitter Town. It's going to be really hard for me to try and declutter any of these because they are all beautiful glitters and I wear them pretty frequently. So I have 3 of the Stila Glitter and Glow shadows. I have the shade Sunset Cove, Kitten Karma, and Gypsy, which a little bit yikes that they named an eyeshadow that. I've got the 3 of them swatched there. This one is Sunset Cove, that one is Kitten Karma, and this one is Gypsy. I feel like Kitten Karma is the classic and it's the most glittery of them. And then I'm not so sure on the other 2. I feel like without seeing the reflect that I don't really like the overall like colour of Gypsy. I don't really like how dark Gypsy is because it's sort of like a grey blue colour, so I usually like to use these as toppers, and I feel like that doesn't really work with a lot of the looks that I like to do, so I'm going to declutter that one. And I feel like Sunset Cove is really pretty because it's like a pink with like a minty reflect, and I feel like that's really cute and unique. Straight up, I am definitely keeping these two from 3CE. These are the Eye Switch like liquid liner glitters. They're very similar to like the Urban Decay ones, but they have some really nice chunky glitters, so they just look super dazzling on the eye. I'm obsessed with these. I use them all the time. They're definitely both staying. This is the Peri Pera Sugar Twinkle Liquid Shadow, something like that. These are meant to be dupes for the Steeler ones, and I think this is meant to be the shoot for Ballet Baby. But I've just popped it on there. It's still pretty, and I'm definitely going to hang on to it, but it's definitely not as exciting as some of the other glitter shadows. But what I like to do is pop this on my hand first and pick it up and then press the glitter as a topper, and that's really pretty because on its own it's kind of not that interesting, to me anyway. But I will hang on to this one. We knew that decluttering glitters was going to be hard, but I feel like we did an okay job. I feel like that's fine. I feel like this is a healthy amount of glitter for a glitter lover to have, so I'm fine with this. We're now solidly moving into the lips category, and boy, I'm not going to spend too much time on this because they keep sliding around and it's kind of difficult to film, but I'm basically going like that. I will be decluttering these and keeping these. Let's do a quick run through. There isn't much to say about these two lip liners. This one is from Too Faced and this one is from Chanel. They're both very nice, but they're both quite dry and they're just not a great formula. And they're both basically in the same color, which I also have a version of that I like better. Alrighty, so these are getting decluttered. I only have one red lip liner from Kiko and I have one burgundy lip liner from this random cosmetics brand that I bought in Hong Kong. I know nothing about it and it was like $4 and I'm not really sure if it's safe to use, but look, I'm fine. So I only have one each in a red and a burgundy. I really do need to invest in some more lip liners, but look, I've gotten this far, so we're keeping these. This is a MAC Prep and Prime lip balm. I really want to test this out some more. I want to try it under some matte liquid lipstick. This is just a really great lip balm that is expressly designed to be worn under lipstick. So I'm holding on to that. These colours all sort of fall into the flattering on my lips colour. They're all just quite close to my natural lip colour, or like a My Lips But Better colour. This is an Innisfree liner that I quite like. It's a little darker and brighter than my lip colour, but it works really well with a lot of the colours I like to wear. This one is my nude lip liner, again from this random Hong Kong brand, which I know nothing about and low-key probably need to find a new one, but it works well for peachy nudes. And then I have these two, which are my favourite lip liners and I think suit me best. We have MAC Posy Perfect and Too Faced Native. Unless I'm wearing a particular colour, I'm always wearing one of these two. Not much to report on lip liners. I'm just speeding towards what I know is going to be the impending doom of the lipstick section, so let's just move on. So I thought about separating this into different categories, but then I thought, no, let's just rip the band-aid off. Here we have lip balms, lip tints, and lip glosses. And holy guacamole, there's a lot going on. First of all, let's just get rid of some stuff which is just old. I'm definitely not one of those people who is like, throw your makeup out as soon as the expiry date's done. Because I think unless something significant like the texture or smell changes, you're like, fine, it's okay. It's not going to be bad for you. The brands just need that to cover themselves in case something does happen. I have a bunch of lip glosses here which have all been kicking around for 3 years plus, which means that they're probably not great. And because I know that they're probably not great, I'm also not reaching for them because I'm a little afraid. So we have this NYX Butter Gloss, an amazing drugstore lip gloss, just so great and versatile, but I've had this for like, I'm pretty sure I bought this for my first year of uni, so we need to say goodbye. This is the Maybelline Vivid Hot Lacquer. This isn't a really pretty colour, but as you can see, it's looking a little curdled, a little funky fresh, so we are going to get rid of that. This is a Kiko lip gloss, and you can't really see on camera, but it is looking a little interesting in the texture department, so we're going to say goodbye. This is actually Colourpop's Tight Fit lip gloss. It's actually a really beautiful colour, and I would recommend it because I think they still sell it, but I did wear this recently and it was an interesting texture and I briefly considered my health. I'm going to be decluttering this one. Points if you guess what this is, but this is a Lancome Juicy Tube lip gloss. And I got it from my mum, like she just had it, and I don't know from when my mum had it, but they don't sell these anymore, and I'm pretty sure these are from the early to mid 2000s. So I love this, but I also value my life, so goodbye. Okay, only like 7,000 more to go. This is going great. Let's go for some lip tints. I love lip tints. This is Peri Pera, Etude House, and Pony Effect. They're all different colours. They're all lovely. I don't really have that much to say, but I am keeping all of them. This lip balm is like one of the dupes or like copycats of the Flower lip balm. It's sweating a little bit on the outside and it is looking like a different color from when I originally had it. So this was fun. It actually was a really pretty lip balm, but I'm going to be decluttering this. These two lip glosses from Etude House are amazing. The Cherry Moisture Glosses. This one is like a pinky red color and this is in a blue color, but it just changes to like a clear pinky sparkle color. They're both really pretty. These are some of the prettiest wet look lip glosses. They really give your lips that vinyl shine, and so I just love having these. They make my lips look so juicy, like a little cherry. Then I have a glossierbalm.com and a not glossierbalm.com, but gee, they sure do look similar. This is from Innisfree. This is the My Lip Balm. I actually like both of them. The formulas are surprisingly different. I thought this one was really going to be a dupe of the Glossier. This one is more like a lip balm and the tip is just, and I'm sure quite a few of you have tried the balm.com. It's really hard to get in Australia, so for all of my Aussies, this is what it looks like. So it's just kind of like in a tube and you have to squeeze it out. It's really cute. Obviously, Glossier is iconic, and I do like it for a really cute pinky cherry flush. It's really beautiful and I got this as a gift, which was incredibly thoughtful. This Innisfree lip balm actually has a little tip for application, which is really cute. These lip balms are really beautiful. This is in the shade Mint Earl Grey, but they all have different flavors and slightly different tints. These are gorgeous and they would make for really great gifts. So I really recommend these Innisfree My Lip Balms. Like I would highly consider picking another one up because I really, really like this. Then we have two Can Make Stay On Balm Rouges. I would probably say these are more like lipsticks than lip balms, but they are definitely a balm texture. They're really nicely pigmented. They look really pretty on the lips. They have really great lasting powder and they fade beautifully. Not much more to say. These are just really, really excellent lip products. Let's talk about some sparkly boys for a second. I have this NYX Duochrome lip gloss in the shade Booming. As pretty as this is, it's not something I reach for because it's not super wearable. I don't know if it's really coming up on camera, but in real life it reflects quite like a neon lime green color. I just don't find it super wearable. It is really pretty though. No, I'm going to declutter it. I think it's cute, but I know I'm not going to reach for it, so I'm going to declutter it. Then I have these two beautiful sparkling angels. This is the Flow Fushi lip gloss, I think, from Japan. I have the original pink one as well, but this is like a really pretty iridescent one they were doing at holiday time last year, so I'm going to keep this. It makes your lips look so healthy and luminous. It's really amazing. And this one I just got gifted from Bobbi Brown. This is from their Holiday 2019 collection. You can kind of see it, but it's just this beautiful pink reflective dream. It's really sparkly in real life. It's got like silver, pink, and violet glitters, and it's just super stunning. A really, really pretty lip gloss. So I'm definitely holding on to this. Then a couple of lip balms. This is just the DHC lip cream in the pink tint. It's just really lip balm. The tint's kind of whatever, but the lip balm itself is amazing, so keeping that. The Peri Pera lip balm. This is a really beautiful, I would almost say it's like a gloss stick. It looks so, so pretty on the lips. It has a bit of a sheen. This is an amazing lip balm. I don't know if they still make it because I know it was for a holiday collection. I hope they make more because I would repurchase it, but I'm going to hold on to it nonetheless. And this is the Bobbi Brown Extra Lip Tint in the shade Bare Pink. It's just a beautiful hydrating balm with just a hint of color that kind of shows up when you pop it on the lips. It's really beautiful. It makes your lips look really, really healthy, and I just like having it in my bag and on the go. Last two. This is the Urban Decay lip gloss in the shade Big O. This is a really pretty color and I really like it. It has like a minty scent, but it collects on the inner corner of my lip, like the pigment separates, and it's just really annoying and quite a deterrent for me to use this. So for that reason, I will be decluttering that. And this one is the Lancome L'Absolu Lip Lacquer. This is in the shade 317. These are so pretty. If you haven't tried these, you need to go swatch these because they have this incredible like wet finish that is buildable. I don't know, it's a really different formula. I haven't tried anything like this. It's really, really cool. So do try these out. I'm definitely keeping that. Here's what I'm keeping and here's what I'm decluttering. I feel like that's a pretty solid effort considering this is one of my favorite lip categories, and I feel like I cleared out a good solid chunk as well. Okay. Liquid lipsticks. I have a couple here from Mermaid Salon. They're a really nice formula. These are all like slightly different variations and the colors are really pretty, but they have dried out a little bit, so I am going to declutter these. Then I have this little guy here. This is a Lime Crime Velveteen. I bought this way back when they first launched Velveteen, so I've had this for ages. It is definitely expired. The formula is not the same. I am going to be decluttering this. This one from Hamish I got as a gift with purchase when I was shopping in South Korea. I haven't used this, I haven't tried it. Even though it's cute, I'm not a huge liquid lipstick fan, and the color is a similar color to what I already have. so I will be decluttering this one as well. Then I have these two guys, which are actually quite similar colors. One's more of a rose color, one's a little bit more cool toned. This is the Moonshot Cream Paint in the shade Love Drunk, and this is the YSL Tatouage Couture Matte Stain. I'm going to be keeping both of these. This YSL formula is amazing. They stay on so well. It is a little bit drying, but it is a really, really pretty long wearing matte color. Like, I don't have to worry about this at all. It's really nice. This one's a little bit more watery. This one is a little bit more moussey. I'm really into these sort of nude baby pink shades, so I'm going to be keeping both of these. Then I have my Peri Pera Ink Velvets. These are some of my favorite liquid lipstick formulas. They are honestly so comfortable to wear. I find these ones really easily get in your teeth though. Fair warning. These are both great, and I'm going to hold on to both of them. These three guys are all Pony Effect liquid lipsticks. The matte ones in particular are really nice, especially this purple color is really unique. Like, I haven't seen too many liquid lip colors like it, or even lip colors in general like this. And then the kind of warm pinky red nude kind of color is also really nice. They're just really nice color choices, so I'm going to keep both of these. However, I will be decluttering this one. I think this was from like a holiday collection or something, but it's a metallic red pink. Don't get me wrong, it's really pretty, but I just don't really see myself reaching for this. I don't see myself really reaching for this. Metallic lip colors aren't really my dealio, so I'm going to declutter this one. Then my last two babies, I have the NARS Velvet Lip Glide in the shade Unlaced. This is a really pretty nude pink. Then of course I have the Fenty Beauty Stunner Lip Paint in the shade Uncensored. This is a recent pickup for me, so I'm definitely keeping this. Also, it's incredible, and Rihanna made it, so I have to. And this one's really like the only true like nude liquid lipstick that I have at the moment, so both these babies are staying. I could probably hone this down a little bit more, but I think this is a pretty good effort. So now we're going on to the final boss, the big boy, the lipsticks. Like the lipsticks. Yikes. I think I'm gonna go by brand. I think that will make it easier. I'm just gonna split it up and we're gonna go by brand, and it will just calm me. Okay, these are semi-organized, so let's just go. I'm gonna start with these Zoeva lip crayons. There are two more nude colors. They are in the shades Charisma and Glamour and Way Too Soon. One is more of like a nudie mauve pink, and one is more of like a nudie caramel nude. How many times I'm going to say nude in this? We'll see. I was tossing up whether to put these in the glossy balm section because they are more of that like sheer shiny lipstick, which I really enjoy. I really like these two, so I'm going to keep these. This one has a gold glitter in it, which when the gloss wears away, the glitter is left on your lips, and I'm like not super about that life. And this one is a darker, more like burgundy sort of color, which is really pretty, but I don't tend to go for it in this kind of formula. So these ones I will be decluttering. Then we'll go to the miscellaneous affordable category. First up, this shade in Kiko. This is a really nice, very nude. This is actually incredibly similar to this lipstick from Charlotte Tilbury, which is KKW. They're both very nudes. They are almost identical, not quite. This one is slightly more glossy, this one's more of a satin finish, but I like both and I will be keeping both because they're kind of the only really nude lipsticks, because I'm quite fair, so these are like the nudes. Am I gonna get demonetized? Not sure, but anyway, keeping these. Then I have this little guy. This is a Candy Doll lipstick. This one is almost definitely expired, but you know what? I'm gonna make an exception for this one. It's just a really beautiful nudie pink color. It is from Tsubasa Masuaka's brand, who is like a Japanese model. I just really like this lipstick. It's really pretty, so I'm going to keep this. I also have this. This is the Opera lip color. I'm not sure what color it's in, but this is a Japanese brand. I love having this one. It's great for traveling. It's great for having your purse because it's so little and weeny. It's like a really pretty My Lips Are Better raspberry pink shade. Absolutely gorgeous. Keeping that. Then I have some miscellaneous Fancy Boys. This is a YSL lipstick, and I have it and I haven't used it. I was given this as a gift. I wouldn't normally go out of my way to buy this color. I think it's really pretty. I think it's definitely beautiful, but I don't know if it's like my kind of shade. It's quite like an opaque formula as well. I think I might declutter this. Am I crazy? I don't know. I feel like someone else would get a lot more joy and use out of this than I would. This is another YSL lipstick. This is the Rouge Volupte formula, so it's like the sheer shiny one. This is quite a blue pink on me, but it is still really pretty and I love layering it. And it just makes me feel like a bougie queen. So I'm gonna keep it. This is from Jill Stewart and it is in the shade Blooming Daisy. It has a tiny little mirror in it, which is adorable. The packaging is just so special. And the color is really amazing. It's like a gel, sheer, shiny color. I feel like that's all of the colors that I like. But it's very flattering on me and I love it so much. So I'm definitely keeping this. I think it's time to address the Bobbi Brown lipsticks. So these two colors here are Baby and Angel. I love these. These are some of my favorite everyday lipsticks. The crushed lip color formula is incredible. I don't know if you guys have seen reviews of it or tried it for yourself, but I love this formula. It feels like a balm, but you're getting more coverage in a lipstick. The staying power is great. It fades and almost like leaves a slight stain. It's just so beautiful. If you need to buy a lipstick for someone, this formula is a really, really great option. I feel like pretty much everyone would like this formula. So this one is more of a nude peach and this one is more of a nude pink. I wear both of these heaps, so I'm definitely keeping them. So here I have the shade Cali Rose. I wasn't sure if I was going to keep this, but seeing it now, I don't really have anything like it in my collection. That's sort of like that mid-tone mauvey berry kind of pink, so I'm going to keep this one. Then I have these two here, one in the shade Crush and one in the shade Punch. These are very similar. So I've just swatched them there. This is in the shade Crush and this is the shade Punch. I sort of thought they were too similar to keep both of them, but they are kind of different. I feel like I would probably get more wear out of Punch though than Crush. Crush is really pretty, but I think I have a couple of corally pink colours that are like this. So I'm gonna keep Punch and declutter Crush. Then we have these two guys, which don't look similar, but they are both like orangey red kind of colours. This is in the shade Sunset. And this is from the Ulla Johnson collection, and this is in the shade Lulu. Again, they're not exactly the same, but I don't think I need both of them. I think I'm gonna keep Lulu because I really like the packaging, and also it's kind of like my name, lol. And I'm gonna declutter Sunset. Then I have one more Bobbi Brown lipstick left. This was gifted to me. This is from this year's holiday collection. I just wanna show you. It is so, so beautiful. It is this like gold, glittery, velvety kind of shade in a brown. And while it is really gorgeous, it's really not a colour that I would reach for, so I am going to pass this on to someone who's going to really, really appreciate it. Then we have the Hourglass Lip Confessions. These are some of my favourite lip formulas. I think they are so pretty. I have At Night, which is the prettiest like berry colour. This is in more of a nudie pink. That's called My One Desire. And we have I Can't Live Without. I don't feel like I really need to talk about them because I just love them so much. You just need to trust me that these are beautiful, and whenever I wear them, I am a fancy goddess lady. Whenever I wear these, I am a member of the bourgeoisie, and you need to respect me. So I will be keeping all of these. This is another Hourglass product. This is in their old packaging, so this one's been kicking around for a while. This is in the shade Icon. It's a beautiful glossy red lipstick. I like this for sentimental reasons, but they do have this exact colour in their new formula of lipstick. It's pretty old, and also the formula transfers a lot. It's quite like because it's so glossy and it transfers a lot, it's not like the easiest thing to wear, and I would rather wear this colour in the new formula, so I'm going to be decluttering this and saying goodbye to my old friend. This is my matte red lipstick of choice that is not a liquid lipstick. This is from Surat Beauty, and this is in the shade Megalomane. Surat is a really, really cool brand that I really want to explore more of, and I'm definitely going to be holding on to this. This is a really, really beautiful classic velvety red matte lip pencil. I also have this little guy from Rodin. This is their lip color. Their products smell amazing because they have this like signature oil blend, and it's just so exquisite. And this is in the shade Loving Lucy. It's just like a sheer, it's just this really beautiful berry lip color. And I like to wear this one. It's really nice just patted onto the lip as well for like a stain. Really, really love this. This packaging is also like very cute. Then I have this NARS lip pencil. I used to have a bunch of these, and I decluttered most of them because I find them kind of annoying because you have to sharpen them, etc. This is the NARS satin lip pencil in the shade U, aka the perfect blue pink. It's perfect. It is the perfect blue pink. So I will be keeping this little guy. And then last but not least is this Chanel lipstick. This is in the shade Boy. I don't think they make this anymore, but it is like my perfect nude, and it's sort of like my good luck lip color. I've worn this to job interviews and stuff because it's just like a really nice neutral, and it looks great on everything. So definitely keeping this. I'm going to use this whole thing up. So here we are at the final 5 MAC lipsticks. I feel like a lot of people have a special place in their heart for MAC lipsticks. I feel like a lot of people collect MAC lipsticks. I feel like I have a pretty modest amount, but I think I will declutter a couple today. So one in the Luster formula, which is more sheer, is this shade called Pretty Please. It looks a little bit grey in the bullet, but on my hand, I've just swatched it there. You can see it's pretty much like a lip balm. It has like a bit of a frost to it as well, which is kind of like old school. I think it's pretty enough, but because it's a lipstick, I tend not to reach for it because if I want that kind of look, I would go for a gloss. So yeah, I think I'm gonna declutter this one. Another one that's in like a more sheer formula is Peach Blossom. This is in a cream sheen. This is a My Lips But Better color. I absolutely am obsessed with it. I think it's just so, so gorgeous. So I'm definitely holding on to that. Then I have two more nude shades. I have Kinda Sexy, which is a matte nude. I know this is a really popular color, but on me, it just looks really dark and brown. I think it's gonna be like a nice, like neutral nude lip color, but it just looks super brown on me. So I'm gonna declutter this. I think this would look a lot better on someone else, and I think someone else will enjoy this. So I'm gonna declutter that. This one is quite old. I wanna say it's like 5 or 6 years old. I wore this to my high school formal. It is just this really nice like peachy nude. It's very, very peachy brown, but it looks really, really nice. I am a redhead now, and I was a redhead in high school, and this color just suits me really well. So even though it's a little bit old, I'm gonna keep it because it's real cute. And then last but not least, we have Rebel, which is a really classic MAC lip color. It looks really dark in the tube, but it is a gorgeous purple berry, and I don't think I have anything else like that in my collection, so I'm definitely keeping that one as well. This is one I'm keeping, and this is one I'm getting rid of. I feel like that's pretty solid. I'm pretty happy with that amount that I've decluttered, and I feel like I don't really have many double ups in here. I feel like all of the shades are unique enough for me to justify this. So that is lipsticks. And with that, we have decluttered everything in my collection, so I am now just going to show you what it all looks like now that it has been reorganized. Alrighty, and here is the grand reveal of my new makeup collection, all organized and refined. Going through my stash and decluttering has definitely made me more excited for makeup in 2020, and I also feel like it has reaffirmed my love for some of my favorite products, which is always a nice feeling. If you found this decluttering video satisfying, do leave a like on the video below and subscribe if you would like to see more beauty, fashion, travel, and lifestyle content. I have a lot planned for 2020, so do subscribe and hit the bell button to be the first to know when I make more cool content like this. As always guys, thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!